Hi guys, welcome to another video. What is worth it to you is not necessarily what's worth it to me. And I wanted to explore this. I want to talk about quality of items versus the hype of items, and whether the top brands, we're talking Hermes, we're talking Chanel, Dior, all of those brands, does it mean because they are the highest price point in that bracket that they use the absolute top materials and the quality is beyond anybody else's? Is it the craftsmanship? The artisans that they use are so skilled. Is it the time taken to make some of these items because they are handmade and they are not on a production line? What is it that makes these price points so crazy high? Is it ever worth it? Are they ever worth the amount of money that we spend on them? And if not, why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep spending? What is it about it? Why does one person think that a certain brand or thing is worth every penny and another person thinks it's ridiculous? Is it just what we like? Is it just what we're conditioned to see? Is it social media? How have some brands gone to the top of their tree and other brands that are striving to do the same can't quite get there? Let's unravel all of this. So I was having a little bit of a conversation with Dale from Dale's Addiction, who is, as you guys know, I'm sure you know, is an absolute Fendi fanatic. She's the Fendi queen. And I've started a little bit of a love affair with Fendi. And recently I acquired 2 Fendi baguettes. Now, it got me thinking. I bought these both pre-loved. And yeah, when I was talking to Dale, I was sort of saying, I'm glad I bought these pre-loved because it gave me a little taste of the Fendi quality and the style and the colours and all the rest of it without spending as much as it would be in store, because I did get a real bargain with both of these, or a relative bargain compared to brand new in store. So I was saying, how would I have paid full price for this one? And the answer was, I don't know. I didn't. So maybe there was a reason I was looking on the pre-love market. But yeah, it did get me thinking why I wouldn't pay full price for Fendi, yet for Dior, for Hermes, for Chanel, for Louis Vuitton, yeah, I seem to think that they're just amazing and I only ever want to buy in store. So it got me thinking about branding and marketing and hype over things, and the fact that, yeah, for some reason I've got it in my head. And we talked about this with regard to Bottega and Loewe and YSL, that if a bag is the same price in all of those stores compared to a Louis Vuitton piece, I would think, oh no, but I could get so and so in Louis Vuitton for that. And I always compare it to that currency, if you like, of Louis Vuitton and Dior and Chanel and Hermes. So yeah, when I see a bag like this, which would be, are these around about £2,700, I think. This is a regular size baguette in the beautiful Napa leather. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful bag, and I am converted now. So I will be looking in store now because I have got over myself. But the point is that yeah, £2,700 new in store. What else could I get for that? And then I was thinking about what I could get in Louis Vuitton, for example, and I would always do that rather than Fendi. So I had to get my head around the fact that this is Fendi versus Louis Vuitton. So is that a brand snobbery? Well, I don't think so, because Louis Vuitton and Fendi are both known to be amazing brands. So I wouldn't say that Fendi was a lesser brand. It's probably just not one that I have bought from before. So I had to get my head around it. And it's the same as I say with Bottega and Loewe and all those brands, where the squeeze bag is nearly £3,500, and I cannot get my head around that for a Loewe bag. And again, it's probably beautifully made, the quality is probably there. It does have some hype now, it definitely does have some hype, but it's still, Loewe isn't seen to be as, as high up the ranking, if you like, as Chanel or Dior or Hermes. So yeah, I just wanted to explore this and understand why some of us are conditioned to certain brands and some of us are open to look at different things. So yeah, I thought it was just quite interesting. When we're talking about quality and craftsmanship and everything else, my belief is this, is that yeah, the top quality materials and machinery used or tools used and artisans who are employed to make these beautiful items. And if we talk about bags, then yeah, I'm sure the top brands, I'm sure that Hermes, they train their artisans. I've been at workshops at Dior where I can see, I brought my Lady Dior bag to show you. I've seen a workshop in which some artisans came over from Florence to show how many, how they make this beautiful bag. And there's only a handful of them in the world that I understand that actually make these. So yeah, so in a way you are paying for the craftsmanship and everything else. However, not all the brands and all of the different types of bags are handmade by one artisan, for example. They are definitely on production lines because the amount that they have to get out there into the market. Yeah. So I just thought it was quite interesting because my belief is this is my own thoughts on it, that once you get to a certain level of using the best quality materials and all the rest of it, after that, at any price point after that, it's just branding and just marketing and hype. And actually, none of them are better quality than any other. I think at the very lower end of things, I think you do sort of get what you pay for up to a point, and after that, it is literally just branding. So, what makes Fendi different to Dior? Well, it might just be the aesthetics of it, it might be the whole customer experience, it might be just what you've been conditioned or you've actually conditioned yourself over the years. I've always been a Dior lover and I've always been a Louis Vuitton lover, and then more recently, obviously, Chanel and Hermes. But yeah, I've never looked at Fendi until very recently. So yeah, I think that is just my own conditioning, if you like, that it's not a brand I've really given, yeah, sort of given any time to or been open-minded about. And while I've got these two out, I just wanted to talk about the actual fabrics and materials used and yeah, how we feel about the pricing of certain things, because the sequin version of any of the bags is so much more expensive than the Napa leather version of the baguette, for example. So for example, this I think retails, as I say, around about £2,700 in the regular size in the Napa leather. If you were to get the sequin version of this, so this version but in this size, it's an extra £1,000 or thereabouts, 900 or £950 to have a sequin version of this. So why would you pay so much more for a sequin version compared to a beautiful Napa leather? So what is it? What is it about the leather that is cheaper than the sequins? Now, I've heard people say, and I have heard people say, that these look like bags that you could get in Claire's Accessories. I disagree. I think it's beautiful. But I take the point that there's some sparkly little girly bags that, yeah, that teenagers maybe would want, or little, or even younger. And actually, it looks a little bit handcrafted. Well, I disagree with that, but I know that's some people's point of view. I think the fact of these is sort of twofold of why these are so much more than the leather versions. And partly it is the sequins. Yes, it's not leather. Yes, it's not leather underneath. I think it is fabric. But all of these have to be stitched on. So I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, I assume that all these are hand stitched, and it just is the time taken by an artisan to make sure that these are all on. Now, you can see at the back here, this one that I have, which is pre-loved, is pretty perfect. There's an odd one that's a little bit skew with, if that's a word. But I know that a lot of people have had problems with these. If you watch Claire from Claire Louise Looks, she's just unboxed her stunning burgundy version of this, and it was damaged. But the one in the store was damaged, and then they got another one and sent it out, it was damaged. So yeah, people have had problems with these. I think Dale and Meredith both had problems with some of their pieces. So they're not perfect, are they? They're not perfect. So is that craftsmanship error, or is that just the nature of the thing being a sequin bag, and the minute it's caught on something, it's gonna, the stitching's coming out, that's it. You lose a whole row of sequins. But it just got me thinking how we are happy, those of us that have bought these, to pay a lot more for a sequin version that doesn't, it only has a tiny bit of leather on it, compared to a full leather version that is beautiful, soft nappa leather. I did a video recently in which I was having a look at the Louis Vuitton, the new denim range from the, is it the Remix collection? And I was saying I haven't seen any of them in the flesh as yet, but I can't wait to see, because I love denim. Now, I showed this one. I've got this. This is the Chanel 19, obviously in the beautiful denim. And yeah, a lot of people say, why on earth should this, being in denim, which is a much cheaper material, you would think, than leather, why would I pay? I think this was the same amount as the leather ones. It wasn't any more, but it was the same amount. Why would you pay that for a fabric bag? The actual durability of it and the craftsmanship isn't, yeah, there's nothing particularly special about this one. It's not hand beaded, it's no embroidery, it's not like some of the Lady Dior's. Obviously this is in the beautiful leather, but some of the Lady Dior's have the beautiful embroidery, and they are fabric, but you can see the time that it must have taken for that artisan to produce that beautiful pattern. Where this is just just a bit of denim that's got some stitching. So surely this is quite easy and cheap to produce. So what was it about this that made me think it was worth the money? And let's just bring out one of the oldie but goodies. So this is the Alma PM in the Damier Bean. So this is coated canvas, and I have heard so many times people saying Louis Vuitton bags, they're not even leather, they're just canvas. And in a way that, yeah, that is true. It has some leather trim on it, but it is coated canvas, which is obviously a lot cheaper material than the actual leather if it was a full leather bag. And people, yeah, I've often heard people say, how can you pay that for a non-leather bag? Now, I suppose my answer is this: why I have is this bag is, I don't know, I need to look back, but I think it's 25 years old or something like that. And the canvas on this is still absolutely perfect. I can't, honestly, I had a look before, I can't see any marks on this canvas, any discoloration, any scuffs, nothing. The only scuffs that we've got, you can see the handles. So the glazing has, yeah, come off the leather handles. And I think some of I don't know if the zipper is slightly tarnished, and there are some marks, and yeah, the only bits are actually on the leather trim, and actually the canvas itself is absolutely spot on. So in a way that sort of tells me that has stood the test of time, whether it's the actual materials used, whether it is whoever has made that bag, or whichever production line has made that bag. There's no stitching problems, it hasn't come apart, it's still functioning perfectly, and the only bits that have any wear and tear isn't the canvas. So in some ways it's shown its durability and timelessness. People are still buying that exact bag today in that exact same format. So yeah, so for me, it's been worth every penny. It really, really has. Where some people will go, well, that's ridiculous for a non-leather bag. So how have some of the brands managed to get the hype on some of their bags? Some brands do better than others with it, and I think they're all, a lot of them anyway, are trying to get the new it bag. It's like at the moment, is it the Margot bag? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Where's that come from? Is that literally just influencers who have been either gifted things or, yeah, sort of pushed in that direction to show certain things, and then we all think it's everyone, we all think we want it. And Meredith touched on this in one of her recent videos, where she was talking about items that are deemed basic and that people don't want basic items because every man and his dog's got one. But she was saying, obviously, they are everywhere for a reason. It's because they're good bags. They're really good, useful, durable, all the things that we look for in a bag. So things like they're never full. There's a reason why they have sold so well, and that why everybody that you know has got one is because they're a great bag. I find it really interesting because for me, it's funny for me how there can be an it bag that is everywhere. It seems to be everywhere. Everybody who's anybody has got one. And so it's like this hype, and we all want it, we all want it, we all want it. And then suddenly the same thing can become basic where it's, oh, everybody's got it. So when certain people have it, it's like the it bag, the hype of the season. And when other people have it, and lots of people have it, it's, oh, it's really basic because everybody's got it. So it's really, really funny, isn't it? How we are conditioned to, want a certain thing, to follow a certain trend, but then we are told that, oh, that you don't want that one because it's basic. So what is my take on this? Well, my take is this: if something is worth it to you, then that's it. That is absolutely it. And again, Meredith touched on this on her video. Yeah, if you're happy to spend that amount of money for that item, and you get enjoyment from that item, and you get great cost per wear from it or not, it doesn't matter if it's sat on a shelf or not. If you are happy with your purchase, with your own money, that's it. That is the answer to all of it. Now, something will be worth it to me, and it won't be worth it to you. A lot of people will think that this is a crazy, crazy bag to buy, and that I was absolutely crackers to spend any money on a sequin bag or a fabric bag or whatever it is, where somebody else will absolutely love these and think they'd pay double for them because they love them so much. So for me, it's not, we don't need to analyse it too much, and we don't need to, it's interesting to understand it, but for me, it's, if I know my gut if I really, really love something, and that's it. And if the price is the price, and we have so many price increases that we're constantly, thinking, no, that's priced me out, I'm not paying that now. But if we're still happy to pay it on the price that it is on that given day, then that is the value of that item to us, and it was worth it. Anything, and I've said this about many, many things in many videos, any of these things are only worth what you are willing to pay for it. It's like housing market, it's like anything else. The value of something, you can value something at anything you want, but unless somebody else is willing to pay that price for it at any given time, then it's not worth that. It's paper money. So so bear that all in mind. For me, I think it's interesting how some brands have managed to create a massive hype by making sure celebrities are seen with these things. It makes it look cool and edgy, and it makes us just want to look like that, or it builds this picture, and it's all just marketing and branding, and it's genius. It's absolutely genius, and most of us fall for it. We do. But at the end of the day, none of these things are worth it, are they? None of them are worth the price that we pay for any of them. If you work out the materials and the hours of labour and all the production costs, the logistics costs, the branding, the marketing, all the overheads, and you work out per bag how much this actually would cost to produce, I think we'd all be absolutely horrified. We'd be horrified compared to what we pay for them. Of course we will. So none of them are worth it if you actually look at the materials and time and labour used. But there's something about it that makes us keep going back for more. So I think it's genius. I think it's absolutely genius. So I love it. There's certain brands that I think are not worth the money, but they will be worth it to you. There'll be brands that I love that you guys go, why on earth would you pay that for a Chanel denim fabric bag? But there's something about it that just, I don't know, makes my heart sing, as they say. So anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Put it in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.